All right, so welcome back to the channel, Exit 45 Restorations, and as you can see here, we have a lot of parts that have been finished. They look great, and I can't wait to get these put together, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, getting the pinion all set up. We're going to go ahead and get a bearing pressed on. Here we go. Let's go ahead and work this down on there. All right, let's see what we got going on here. She's kind of stopped. I think I may have run out of travel on my press. So there we go. Let's go with that. There we go. She's starting to move again. All right, I think we got her pressed good now. All right, so I think the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to get the bearing races pressed on this side and on this side. So let's work on getting this one here and there, and let me go get set up on the press. Okay, once again, we're set up at the press, and we're going to go ahead and bring this down and or at least get the initial part of this pressed in. We may have to find something that'll fit a little tighter in there so we can make sure it's seated down there at the bottom. All right, that's as far as it'll go with that. And we're going to have to find that right there is probably going to do it. Let's go ahead and get this pressed on. Well, let's see if we can get it to go just a little bit more. All right, and we got it. Okay, now you can kind of see she's down a little bit, and she is seated all the way down in there. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side and get this one in. So let's go ahead and get this one. Okay, we're reset up. Let's go ahead and bring this on down. There it goes. All right, got that one. Now let's go get the other. Let's go get the other one. All right, that one's down in there now and fully seated. Okay, there we go. So we got both races in here. So now it's going to be time to go ahead and start to marry these two up. Before I can do that, I've got to get our bearing in there, and we got our sling washer, and then we're going to go ahead right now and press. set up over here at the press, and we're going to go ahead and start to work our first carrier bearing down. Something to get out here on the race so we can get it all the way down. All right, let's give this a go. There it goes. All right, you can see it coming down. She's on there. All right, I'm gonna get this flipped over and we will get the other side. So we got the other side set and ready. Let's go ahead and get that one pressed. All right, what did I use? There we go. That one is set now too. So now we're going to go ahead and put the differential in here. I'm going to put a little bit of oil. Not be so dry. All right. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our end caps on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run these down. I'm not going to tighten them very tight, just run them down for right now. Come on. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get our spanner nut in. This is all right. I think we got that one started. So let me snug these down a little bit. Okay. So let me get this one started. Come on. Come on. She's just... Yep, I figured this is going to be kind of a challenge to get these things started. I'm glad that other one got on fast, but this one here is fighting me. It's fighting me. All right, not so fun. It's being a pain. Come on. And the other side went so easy. This one's just being a royal pain. All right, so these usually have a bigger spanner wrench that you can get some leverage and you can kind of get straddled around a couple teeth like this, but well, you know, the spanner wrench that comes with your grinders fits right in two of those teeth, just like that. So if you want to kind of go the redneck way, I know it's small, you don't get much leverage, but there. Now I have a big one. You just do with what you got. Boy, it's just so hard to know if I got it. All right, looks like we got it started. Now if I tighten this side, it's pushing my ring gear here this way. And then it's pushing it into the pinion that's right here. So we're going to play this balancing act of trying to keep this ring gear right where we want it so that it's not too close to the pinion gear and it's not too far away from the pinion gear. And that's really called setting your gear. All right, so I've got the spanner nuts in, And you can see I've got my dial gauge here all set up and zeroed out. You can see me, I'm zeroed out right here. And I'm going to see what my initial backlash is. And it's way too much. So we're talking about 10, 20, 30, wow, 36. All right, well, we're supposed to be 8 or 4 and 9. So, all right, we got some tightening to do, and then we'll check it again. Let me, well, I thought I tightened it. Apparently not. Well, I mean, if you've never messed around with a Ford 9-inch, I'll tell you what, it's a treat. All right, we got it down to about 15. All right, we're down to 10. So lessons learned, guys. The carrier bearings for the differential, there's 2 different sizes. And I did not catch that or was asked that question when I got my bearings. And so, you know, just kind of a word of caution when you're getting your bearings, measure your bearings. You know, tear it apart, measure your bearings, go ahead and, you know, and order them then, or go down and pick them up then. I've been trying to struggle with this thing and struggle, but the problem wasn't what I was doing or how I was doing it. The problem was my bearings were too small and it just wasn't working, and I just really got frustrated and I tore it all apart and I checked everything with what I had taken off, and that's where I found it. So off I go pick me up some parts, and I'll be back to finish this up. Look what we got. Headed home with some new bearings. Back with the bearings. We're gonna go ahead and start getting those pressed back on. All right, so let's get going. Okay, we're ready to set the differential back in. Oh yeah, that's a much better fit right there. See that? She's nice and tight. She's not sloppy in there. All right, you can hear that. We're going to loosen this one a little bit, and we're going to tighten this side a little bit, because what we're trying to do is bring the gear towards you, because the piston is on this side. So we want this gear to move closer to the pinion, because right now it's a little too far away and you get too much slop. So it's tightening. Just gotta play with it. All right, you hear that? We are really close. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my dial indicator set up on here. Okay, so our initial setting where we got it right now is right at 10 thousandths, and the book is calling for between 4 and 9 thousandths. So let me just snug this up a little bit on this side, and then we'll check it again. All right, you kind of see it there, and you can see when I rock it back and forth, I can see how much play I have in the gear. We're right at 9 thousandths. I like where we're at. So now we're sitting at about 7 thousandths. I think the gear is pretty well set where we want it. So we're at about 6 to 7 thousandths. And I think that's a good place to be. Got the yellow paint on. And what we're going to be doing here is looking for our wear pattern. And we're really looking to make sure that the pattern is like a football shape, and it's kind of up on the middle area of the gear. So we'll just run this thing. You can kind of see right here in the middle, and that would be, get out of my light. That would be where we'd want it. All right, so I can see where the gears are hitting. We do seem to be getting good contact right in the middle. That's what we want to see. All right, let's get over here and see if we can't get the pinion out, get the seal on it. We're probably going to call it a video after this and I think we'll start a new video where we're setting up and building the final product, the rear end.